Goody, 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 everyone. This is Dayhawk bringing to you episode 39 of Shaman King 2021. So, we go where we left off. Marco and Luchist are having this duel to the death while the kids are just on the sidelines just watching this whatever this is. But they have a plan, though. They're trying to stop them from killing each other. They don't know how yet, because they know that those two, when it comes to mana, they're strong and they're not. So they need to find a way to try to stop them, knowing that their power levels are a little bit low. And Luchist ends up destroying Michael, and Marco is on his knees in defeat, and Yoh hugs Lyserg, but we all know that Yoh is trying to give secret instructions of what to do, because you hear in the background whispers, all these whisperings. So as they were trying to form a plan, Luchist almost gave the killing blow, but luckily Yoh steps in and tries to battle him. And so, but unfortunately, it wasn't the case. And he ends up getting caught. And you would think that Luchist will be like, I shouldn't be the one killing you at all, because, you're Lord Howe's brother. But yeah, I have to. He doesn't have to do it, but it's just strange that he almost tried to kill Yoh, knowing that maybe Howe will have a problem with it, but at the same time, he will be like, well, Yoh wasn't strong enough, but because his main goal is to try to make Yoh stronger, whatever means necessary, and he ends up getting killed, then, well, his whatever plans he had for him kind of goes down the drain. But prior to this, Lyserg was mentioning, why can't we have Lady John help us out? And you'll kind of figure out, no, as much as we want her to get involved, I think it will lead into Luchist's hands, because his goal is to destroy all the X-Laws, his own creation. And the two members that represents the X-Laws is Lady John and especially Marco, where those two have a special connection, where we learn that thanks to Father Luchist, he became the man that he is today, because he was a young kid, he had no parents, had no family, and Father Lasso just adopted him just like that, raised him, and that's where whether he already found in the X-Laws or he come up with an idea of the X-Laws, Marco was the first member, and that's when the whole connection happened. But the thing is, Marco hates him because he betrayed the X-Laws. He went to join Howe, and now Luchist is trying to kill, the X-Laws. And so once Marco is out of the way, he will go after John, and that's the end of it. And you'll kind of figure it out. We can't have John get involved, because once he's done with Marco, he will go after her. So it's best that we get involved, and hopefully she doesn't. Now fast forward, now we get to see Lady John. So apparently Lyserg went out of his way to tell John about the situation. And so we get a little bit of a flashback and another revelation. You see Marco in the back, and you see Father Lasso in the front, but who's the little girl? And the little girl is Lady John herself. So you kind of wonder, what's going on? What's the secret behind the X-Laws then? Because it's later discovered that John was not really a holy maiden at all. She was just a random, normal little girl. So a lot of things gets revealed in this episode. A lot. And Luchist tries to attack John, but apparently it was all an act. It was all an illusion. Thanks to Mikihisa's ghosts again. Lady John and Lyserg were actually Mikihisa's spirits, and Lyserg ends up pops out from behind Lucifer, calling it its checkmate. Because you see the real Lyserg and what looks like to be Lady John's Iron Maiden there. And so we all knew that Luchist was going after Lyserg because, you know, if a person doesn't show their shadow, then we all know that it's a fake. And he tries to attack Lyserg because apparently he saw the shadow, but it was not, and it was a fake. And you'll be asking, where was Yoh at all of this? Well, like I said, he got captured and he was about to get killed. But luckily, Jan's spirit appears and ends up saving him. And that's where, fast forward even more, the Iron Maiden and the real Lyserg, and you have the angel, his angel there, and he ends up destroying Lucifer, rendering Luchist unconscious. So they kind of did stop. Well, not really, because Luchist defeated Marco, and luckily Yoh and Lyserg saved Marco from getting killed, and the duel pretty much end. So the boys are just sitting by the beach while Luchist's body is still unconscious. And we got a lot of revelations. So John was not a holy maiden. She was a normal girl. And we get to reveal the true forms of all the angels, at least Luchist's and Michael's, and Marco's. That apparently Lucifer's true form was actually a car. Was a car. And then Marco reveals his angel's true form, which is another car. So it's like, I wonder if the X-Laws angels are actually cars, but they're able to transform into angels just like the Transformers. I wonder if it's like that. I think it is. If it is, it's pretty cool. You know, cars turning into angels, angel turns into cars. That's pretty cool once you think about it. And it's later to be revealed that Father Luchist and Marco had like a car shop. They sell like muscle cars, and they called it Super Marco Limited. So there's a ton of things getting revealed here, because we all assumed the X-Laws were like holier than thou, that came from a church, and they all gathered together because Hal did something to them, killed their families, whatever happened, Hal was involved, and they joined up to get revenge. And it's strange because I don't see Marco like being a car salesman, but apparently it's so. And we get another flashback saying from Marco that he used to have a home, kids, his dealership, everything. But then Hal appeared, and you see the building that looks like a church. Like, in the earlier episode, we get to see the picture of Father Luchist and Marco, and behind it, a church. So the same church gets burned to the ground. And then that's when Marco said, I'm gonna get revenge on Hal. And so, for whatever reason, we get into this scene where Marco tries to kill himself, and then he gives Yoh his blessings, like, the X-Laws is no more. You can re-enter the tournament if you want. We're not gonna interfere. It's over. And he just drew his gun out and tried to end himself, but luckily John just says him, say, don't do it, Even though we all know the truth, like, that's not a reason to to kill yourself, I came to terms with it, and even though we're not the people we told everyone, like, we acclaim to be, we're still, in some ways, still the X-Laws. There's still laws. We could still follow our ideals. And the X-Laws can still prosper, even though the truth has come out. And it leads into this family scene where not only the X-Laws are in the dinner table, but also Luchisto's there, Hapacho is still there. Everybody is like getting, it's invited to this dinner, whatever, and Anna's just like, every time you go, you tend to bring more people into this house. Like, what the hell is that? I'm like, and Yoh is like, it's complicated, it's a long story, and Anna's like, oh, man, like, these people are eating our food. Like, I'll be like, what is it with you and people, like, bringing people in, especially with, Hal's followers and all that? What is that? Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. And that's where Yoh tells everybody the plan. And he says, I'm going to be in the tournament, and Hal is going to win the tournament. And everybody is like, what? Why? Okay. And so Yoh tells that if a shaman wins a tournament, they have to go through this ritual. This cleansing ritual where the shaman is put into a deep sleep, a temporary death. And I think into transition into becoming one with the spirit, I have no idea. But he figures once Hao wins, he will have to go into a temporary death where he is rendered defenseless, and that's where Yoh and his group will strike where he is most vulnerable. The problem with that plan is that he has to deal with all 10 members of the patch in order to get to Hao. Here's part of the plan that I trying to understand, because so if I were to win the tournament, do I have to go through every member of the patch in order to become one with the spirits, or like the Elite Four per se? I want the Pokemon League, but in order to become the ultimate champion of my region, I have to defeat the Elite Four. Is it that the case here? Or is once you win, they prepare the ritual and that's it? I assume that Yoh and the team will have to go through every member of the patch in order to get to Hao. I think that's what I got from it. I could be wrong, so in case I am, please do write it on the comments below. I'm trying to make sense of all of this. But the thing is, just like Luchist said, Hao already knows about this. So I assume that Hao's followers plus the patch, including the Spirit of Fire, would be the great firewall between Hao and the yo-yos. So either way, without the followers, without the Spirit of Fire, the patch is going to be difficult to bypass. But with them, Hao's followers plus the Spirit of Fire, which I believe he will be standing guard, it's gonna be an uphill battle. But like Luchist said, it's like I'm sure Hao knows already, so I'm sure he has some insurance policies waiting in the wings once he wins the tournament, which Yoh is trying to say let him win, because my plan is to kill him while he is in his most vulnerable, but I don't think it's gonna work out. It's not. Meanwhile, Team Ren is gonna face one of the members of Team Gandhara, and already, before that, Team Ren is in the hot springs, and again, back to their scene earlier on, they are just not concerned, but they know that they're gonna face Yoh and his group, and it's unavoidable, especially when you get to see the brackets. They're kind of in the same mode. If they defeat Team Gandhara and some other team, I believe, they will face Yoh. They know this, but right now, Ren just tells everybody we can't be worrying about that right now. Right now, we need to focus on Team Gandhara right now, and then be worried about Yoh. We cross that bridge once we come to it. So they're in the match, and Ren wants to be the one to deal with them, and he attacks them with the Sword Mirage, but it appears that it didn't phase the team. Like, they escaped somehow. And Ren tries to attack one of the weakest of the members head on, but it didn't work. apparently, what's his name? I can't pronounce his name, but the monk tells him that he has the spirit and the ability to make the oversoul or mana pretty like cancels out. Just like Asta with his anti-magic, he has anti-mana. So it's going to be really hard for Ren and the others to defeat their Gandhara's team. And he tries to knock Ren out of the ring, but it didn't work. And Ren is determined to defeat him. And that's the end of the episode. I don't know what to feel about this episode, because I assume the X-Laws were people who were seriously hurt by How. And what I mean by hurt is by, he destroyed their livelihood, he killed he killed their families, and they're out there for revenge. And maybe all those members of the X-Laws went to maybe stumble across Marco, and Marco, it's like, let me help you get revenge on him. I have this group named the X-Laws. We believe we're part of the church, and we will grant you this, and this. Like, they're part of a religious team. But then we get to discover that the X-Laws wasn't the case. Like, how it wasn't what they claimed to be. Okay? Because we all assumed that Lady John was a holy maiden chosen by God, just like Joan of Arc, but it wasn't the case. It was revealed that, just like Marco, Luchisto raised John as his own. So she was another member of the X-Laws. And later on it's discovered that Marco and Luchisto were very close. He raised Marco as he was his own son. Taught him the ways how to use a gun, to the love of cars, everything, which led Marco to have a life of selling cars and still be part of the church in Italy, and have this life until How kind of screwed everything up, and then Luchisto went on to join him for whatever reason, leaving John and Marco to fend for themselves. And I think that's where John and Marco resurrected the X-Laws under their leadership, and that's where they met the others, because How kind of destroyed their lives. And to have this revelation as well that Lucifer and Michael, true forms are actually cars, and they could transform into angels. To me, that part is pretty cool. It's just, I don't know how to feel about the X-Laws knowing this information, because again, I seen the original and they appear to be holier than thou, and they're out there for revenge. They believe in their tenets, they believe in God, they believe in John, because John supposedly was the holy maiden, and she listens and speaks the words of God. But then it's revealed that's not the case. So I don't know how to feel about that. What do you guys think about the X-Laws now, after this waterfall of information, this shocking revelations? What do you guys think of it? I'm curious. I'm seriously curious. But other than that, I mean, at the very end, the X-Laws came out of this, knowing this information, knowing the truth. They knew about it, of course, but they still gonna be in the X-Laws. Like John said, it's gonna be a new X-Laws. And it's weird seeing the X-Laws in street clothes, especially Marco with his short shorts and his t-shirt. No, not a t-shirt, but his shirt. It's so weird because it's like it's so it's like if you see someone wearing suits every day and then you see them wearing like casual clothing, like shorts with the t-shirts and sandals, like it's so weird. It's kind of like that. But I would never get over the fact that, oh man, it's weird. Marco just showing up with short shorts and all that. It's weird. Other than that, I think that's it, guys. Tell me what you think. Seriously, I really need to know. Like, after watching this episode, what do you guys think of the episode overall, especially about the overall truth about the X-Laws? I really need to know. Did I miss anything? Did you watch the episode? What do you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? You know the drill, guys. Give a like if you like it. Give a dislike if you don't. I don't care. And I will see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!